later on. A significant number of employers in Zimbabwe have begun paying their employees in United States dollars to cushion them against the rising cost of living in the local currency. This also comes on the back of statistics from both RBZ and Zimstats indicating that 80% of the national transactions are in United States dollars. According to the latest national salary survey by Stallone Consultancy, 33% of companies in Zimbabwe are paying salaries in US dollars, while 43% of employers are relying on the local unit. 24% of companies are blending US dollars and Zimbabwe dollar salaries. Now joining us to discuss this further is Stallone Consultancy Managing Director Zach Murerwa to help us unpack the latest survey results. Good evening, Zach. From your assessment, are the current salary levels being paid by employers comparable with the current cost of living?
We are having a serious challenge in terms of the current salary structure that we have in the country, obviously because of the impact of dollarization, with a mixture of both US dollars and RTGS, and a few companies paying wholly in US dollars. This has been caused by the environment itself, as you are fully aware, and this has seriously affected the purchasing power of the worker. So we have just conducted a salary survey which has revealed that about 43% of employers in Zimbabwe still paying wholly RTGS, about 33% paying wholly in US dollars, and then the balance is just a mixture of the two.
Zach, could you perhaps highlight some of the sectors that have started paying US dollar salaries and, of course, unpack some of your findings?
We have a total of 49 national employment councils in this country. And of the 49 employment councils, I'm not aware of any that is still negotiating in RTGS. They are negotiating in US dollars, but giving employers the option to then convert using the official rate. So consequently, you have now where you have a misnomer where you have goods and services and retailers, including any other service providers, actually charging in US dollars. But when it comes to remuneration, there is no corresponding compensation to employees. And the result, obviously, is loss of purchasing power generally on the employees. We do not have legal instruments which compel in this country employers to pay either US dollars or RTGS or otherwise. What we have are minimum wages. That was what we tend to have. So really we have a lot to do in terms of policy formulation, in terms of coming up with clear directions in that particular area.
Now finally, Zach, employers find themselves in a catch-22 situation. Some are performing well and some not so much, yet they have to meet the demands of their employees. How do they strike this balance in this situation?
Not so sure that you would say business is performing very well. What tends to happen is it varies from sector to sector, varies from company to company. I think if you look at the provisions of the Labour Act, what one needs at this juncture is to have internal bargaining structures, whereby in terms of, yes, you have sectorial structures, but those companies that are doing well should therefore then be able to pass on the benefits to the employees. Generally, in Zimbabwe, cost of salaries and wages averages in most sectors 27 to 30% of total overheads. So really one needs to be very careful here. And remember also, most employers, you don't put them in one category. There are those which are business employers and they are profit making. There are those that are non-profit making, and then service organizations, obviously like government and parastatals. So look, the guidance in terms of the benefits that employees have, I think they should be on a negotiated platform.
So much for that. That was, of course, Zach Murerwa, who is the Managing Director of Stallone Consultancy, giving us an update on how more and more companies across the country are now negotiating with their employees to pay them salaries in US dollars.